The walls are gone, the arches fell. I've walked out of the silver well and found a place where the world is flat, with no more room for this or that. Just a gray line stretching to the end, with no more corners left to bend. It's the lead horizon, heavy and plain, where the sky is made of a solid rain. A stagnant distance, a flatline soul, giving up the need for the self-control. I'm walking forever on a metal floor, with no more windows and no more doors. My shadow is long, my shadow is thin. The only thing moving is the heavy skin. No trees to climb, no holes to hide, just the infinite reach of the gray inside. I'm a tiny point on a massive scale, where the memory of the sun is starting to fade. It's the lead horizon, heavy and plain. It's the lead horizon. The walls are gone. Nyara blue. The walls are gone. There is no friction, there is no heat, just the sliding sound of the heavy feet. I'm moving through the world like a ghost on ice, paying the rest of the heady price. The pulse is steady at a 0 mark, in the middle of the flat and the frozen dot at 0 degrees. The spirit is still inside the grip of a leaden wheel, a stagnant motion, a frictionless glide, with nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. I'm perfectly balanced, I'm perfectly cold in a story that's already been told. Stop moving, would I disappear? Or would I just be a landmark of the fear? The horizon is pulling, the horizon is wide, and I'm just a ripple on the living tide. I don't feel the winter and I don't feel the burn, at the point of the path where I never return. clouds are made of the leaden sheets, pressing down on the empty streets. There's no more room to stand up straight under the push of the atmospheric weight. I'm walking hunched in the middle of the gray, carrying the burden of the yesterday. It's the weight of the sky pushing me down to the very bottom of the flatline town. A stagnant pressure, a heavy-duty blue, coming for the version of me and of you. I'm holding the heavens on a broken back, watching the horizon start to fade to black. Every breath is a struggle, every step is a fight to keep the heavy dark from turning to night. But the sky is a blanket of a solid lid, smothering the thoughts in the heavy head. I'm a pillar of stone in a world of the press, drowning in the gravity of the distress. Nyara bloom. Left foot, right foot, onto the gray, walking through the middle of a hollowed out day. The seam of the world is a blur in the eyes, mixing the lead with the soot of the skies. I can't see the end and I can't see the start, just the horizontal rhythm of a heavy heart. It's the gray line stretching away, turning the tomorrow into yesterday. A stagnant perspective, a flatline view, losing the shape of the things that I knew. I'm walking the wire of a world without end, with no more corners for the spirit to bend. Is it a wall or is it a floor? I don't remember what the sky was for. It's all just a surface, it's all just a plane, the solid remains of a permanent rain. I'm a needle in a groove on a record of lead, spinning the thoughts in the heavy weighted head. screamed at the air, but the sound didn't bounce. It just stayed out there, traveling outward, becoming a ghost, losing the part that I needed the most. No walls to catch her, no hills to reply, just the long distance morning of a lead-colored sky. It's the echoes in the flat, moving so fast, trying to catch up with the ghost of the past. A stagnant vibration, a thinning of sound, dying in the center of the heavy weighty ground. I'm shouting in a vacuum, I'm crying in a void, in the ruins of the music at the shadow destroy. Stood a mile away, could you hear my name? Or would it sound like the wind or the hiss of a flame? The silence is hungry, the silence is wide, eating the rhythm and the pulse of the tide. I'm a silent movie on a gray-colored screen, the quietest version of the might have been. I screamed at the nothing, I screamed at the air. I screamed. The sun doesn't move and the moon doesn't rise. It's always the stain in the lead-colored eyes. But I feel the minutes, I feel the before, piling up like the dust on a stone-cold floor. It's not a river, it's not a stream, it's the heavy weighted ticking of a stagnant dream. It's the lead clock, heavy and slow, measuring the places where I used to go. Every second is a pound, every hour is a ton, in a world where the grieving is finally done. I'm the only hand on a frozen face, counting the seconds in the empty space. The spring is a ghost and the winter is permanent. Under the lid of the heavy-duty firmament, I'm waiting for the next, but it's already here. A solid collection of a long-ago fear. The clock isn't ticking, it's just getting deep, while the ghosts of the 90s song anthology sleep. It's the echo didn't need a shovel, I didn't need a hoe to hide the heavy pieces of the weary soul. I just laid my body on the gray metallic floor and waited for the sky to close the final door. The ground is the lid and the ground is the bed, and the horizontal silence of the things I said. It's the horizontal grave, miles and miles past the empty shadows and the marble aisles. No depth to the darkness, no height to the light, just a flat line ending in the middle of the night. I'm level with the lead, I'm even with the dust underneath the layer of the atmospheric rust. If you look across the plain, you won't see a mound, just a slight interruption in the gray-colored ground. I'm part of the surface, I'm part of the line, the final architecture of a stagnant design. The wind blows over me and doesn't feel a thing, waiting for the silence to finally see. I didn't need a shovel, I didn't need a shovel, I didn't need a hoe. I didn't need a shovel, I didn't need a shovel, I didn't need a hoe. I didn't need a shovel. The colors are flickering, the lines are all weak, the mercury is drying on the hollow of the cheek. I'm reaching for a broadcast that I can't quite hear, through the heavy-weighted static of a long ago feel. The world is a screen that is starting to fray at the very furthest edge of the permanent gray. There's static on the horizon, white and cold, a story of a spirit that's already been told, a stagnant interruption, a digital blur inside the silver center of the mercury star. I'm losing the image, from losing the sound in the buzzing of the lead and the heavy weighted ground. One more minute and the sky will go black, with no more signal and no way back. I'm a ghost in the wires, I'm a glitch in the light, fading into nothing in the middle of the night. I'm the grayest frequency, the lowest of the low, watching the heavy minutes start to flow. Nyara bloom. The marble has melted and the ash has all set into the heaviest metal that I've found yet. My chest is the anchor, my ribs are the tray, holding down the spirit and the memory of pain. It's not a breath anymore, it's just a weight inside the cold machinery of a stagnant fate. I'm breathing with a lead lung, solid and still, the final architecture of a stone cold will, a stagnant expansion that doesn't move at all in the shadow of the cathedral and the iron wall. I'm the queen of the pressure, a master of the sink, drowning in the center of the silver gray. No more air in the bellows, no more spark in the chest, just a permanent silence and a permanent rest. I'm a monument to gravity, a pillar of the floor, with no more windows and no more doors. I'm inhaling the universe, I'm processing the gray, watching the light of the sensory decay. he steps down and the world is gone into the grayest version of a permanent dome. I've walked the horizon, I've measured the pain, I've counted the drives down the tally grain, and now I am standing at the end of the lead, looking at the final words that need to be said. At the edge of the night, I'm looking over the side into the deepest part of the shadow and the tide. A stagnant milestone, but heavy-weighted mark before the final 10 in the center of the dark. I bury the day and I bury the soul, and the only part of me that is finally whole. The first is the leg, the last is the lie. Wait, that's not right, it's just more of a night. I get the duty gauntness, a heavier duty grade, waiting for the ecology to finally decay. I'm perfectly balanced, I'm perfectly still at the very edge of the red color hill, at the edge of the 90s. Nyara blue.